Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. I haven't made one of these homemaking videos in a really long time and a lot of you requested to see more. So in today's video we are going to be doing a little bit of spring homemaking. I'm going to show you my go-to breakfast recipe. We're also going to be making a spring simmer pot from flowers in my garden, and then we're making a delicious herb pasta from scratch. Spring is quickly becoming one of my favorite seasons of the year, and I'm really excited to show you what I've been up to here at Fancy Cottage. I put together this little vintage gallery wall on top of our fireplace mantle, and I'm absolutely in love with it. I try to make sure that I wipe it down every day and light a candle so that the whole living room just smells delicious and fresh. If you've been around here for a while, you know that my go-to breakfast is roasted potatoes and some sort of green, or roasted potatoes and broccoli, and that is exactly what I made on this day. I think this was filmed on a weekend, so we had a lot of time in the morning to have breakfast together. I don't really have a recipe for this, I just kind of made it up one day in 2020 during quarantine, but basically you just chop up a bunch of potatoes, any kind of potatoes. It can be sweet potatoes, it can be russet potatoes. I usually do a mix of both, and then I chop up some red onion. I use red onion because it adds like a really nice sweet bite, and lots of fresh garlic. And you put all of that in a bowl and drizzle with a good amount of olive oil. And today for the seasonings, I used salt, pepper, and Hungarian hot paprika. I don't know where Kane got that, but it's really tasty. Oh, and then I also topped it off with some fresh rosemary.
The one that you got me for my birthday.
For a little protein, we made some sausage. I don't remember if it was chicken apple or what it was, but look at those potatoes. They're so delicious. They come out perfectly almost every time. I also attempted to fry some eggs on my cast iron skillet, but that didn't go super well. And then we just made some veggies, some red bell peppers and onions and garlic, and it was just so delicious. So I looked outside one random day and noticed that the rose bush in the back was completely blooming, and I wanted to take advantage of it. And also I wanted to make a simmer pot, but I just did not feel like going to spend any money and like buying flowers at Trader Joe's to make it. So I just went in the backyard and I found roses. I also found this beautiful sage bush. So those purple flowers are sage flowers. I didn't even know that there were flowers on a sage bush, but they're so beautiful and the color is just so vibrant. And then these little white flowers, I don't remember the name of them, but they smelled really good too. Then I just brought everything inside and used my Dutch oven to create our simmer pot. I put all of my flowers in there. And I randomly had dried lavender in the pantry, so that I threw a little bit of that in there. And then I chopped up some lemon to put in it as well, which I already had in the fridge to give it like a really fresh and springy smell. Not only was it so beautiful to make and take pictures of and to like have fun outdoors finding and foraging for things, but it made the house smell so good. So for dinner on this day, I was randomly inspired. I don't know, maybe I saw something on Pinterest. I'm not really sure, but I decided I wanted to make pasta from scratch. My mom gifted us with a homemade pasta maker probably a year and a half ago, and I love the thing. I love it so much. Making pasta from scratch is so easy. It's so delicious. It's fresh, and it's just one of those activities that we love doing together. So this pasta was actually like herb infused. So I got some rosemary, some thyme, and parsley and chopped it all up and put it in the pasta mixture. I will say at the end of the day, did I feel like it impacted the pasta enough for me to do it again? No. I think it's mostly like just a cute aesthetic thing that the creator probably did, because it really didn't taste, you could taste the herbs, but it was like you could have just put the herbs in your sauce or on top of your pasta. Like it was just kind of unnecessary, but I think it was just cute. This part got super messy, and I probably should have just used my KitchenAid for this, because I used my KitchenAid to make pasta dough before, just so that I can kind of avoid getting my hands this dirty. Not that I mind, but it was surprising to me. I was like, why are my hands so like covered in all of this stuff, covered in all of this dough? Moving forward, I will probably always use my KitchenAid with the kneading attachment to make my pasta dough, because it works just as well and you kind of avoid all of the mess. So you basically have to shape the pasta into these balls and then flatten them into discs, and then you cover with a damp towel and you put it in the fridge for 20 minutes. Okay, now it's time to break out the pasta maker. This thing just like is so legit. Like, look at it. It just looks so cool. But it's actually quite small and quite easy to assemble. So I will link it down below in case you guys want to get one for yourself and make fresh pasta this spring and summer. Have like a pasta night party. That sounds like a lot of fun, actually. But it's super easy. Just make sure that you actually read the instructions on the pasta maker kit or package, because it is easy, but it can be kind of lengthy. There's a lot of feeding the dough through the pasta maker and then folding the dough over and then feeding it back through and all of that stuff. So make sure you read the instructions very carefully. And look at that pasta. Look at that herb infused homemade pasta. It was so good. Unfortunately, I did not get any shots of like this sauce and what we ate it with. I kind of made it up. I threw like tomatoes and carrots and like garlic and olive oil sauce. It wasn't that exciting, so you're not missing much, but unfortunately I didn't get that on camera. You will just have to take my word for it that it was very, very good. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I have missed doing these videos. Life has just been so crazy, but as soon as the wedding is over, I am very excited to get back to this and get back to showing you guys little bits of my daily life here at Fancy Cottage. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed this video, please consider subscribing, and I will see you in the next one. Oh, and check out my Patreon, which I will have linked below for more homemaking content.